the new people are going to go out and tell the story to their friends and family and coworkers, and a certain percentage of them will join both as customers, that's a no-brainer, and as distributors, people that see the need for an opportunity and get involved with us, and then they, in turn, will talk to the 300 to 500 people that we don't know, and they'll get a certain percentage, and so on and so on and so on, and that's how you go from here to there. Here being, as of the last quarterly report, year-end report, $126 million, our third year into the network marketing company. Not bad, right? That's here. They're multi-billion dollar annualized network marketing company. That's what we're aiming for. Not a single B, but multi-billion dollar international annualized, not in the aggregate, but annualized network marketing company. And the new people are going to get that done. So welcome to all of you. Before I get too far ahead of myself, let me let you know that recorded playback for this call can be achieved quite easily. As soon as we're done, you can dial 712-432-7690. That's 712-432-7690. That's the number that you want to dial in for recorded playback mode. The system will then prompt you for two pieces of data. The first one is the access code. Your access code is the same number that you dialed to get into the bridge tonight, which is 98765 pound. 98765 pound is your access code, and then it will ask you for the recording number. And we always file these calls under the 6-digit date code for which the call occurred live. So your date code or your recording number for tonight's call will be 10 for the month of October, 21 for the date the 21st, 12 for the year 2012, followed by the pound sign. Let me repeat, 102112 pound is your recording number, and you'll get this call in recorded playback mode as soon as we terminate it. Now, if you're not taking notes, shame on you. But if you're not taking notes and you can't remember any of that, there's an easy way of finding out playback instructions. Just go to bigbluecalendar.com. Hopefully you know about that. www.bigbluecalendar.com. Click on any one of the Sunday evening team training update called postings, and you will get playback instructions right there. Okay, this is a sort of a regular weekend, weekend, Elite Academy, however you want to say it. This is the weekend before the Elite Academy weekend. There, how's that? And I like to use this time, being the fact that we're so short before the big event. In fact, the biggest event that we've done in Life Vantage history in each Elite Academy. I can say that with complete truth and honesty because it is. Every Elite Academy is bigger than the previous. Every Elite Academy in terms of attendance is bigger than the previous. Every Elite Academy in terms of the training and you know, the announcements that come off of stage is bigger than the previous. I mean, I remember EA1. In fact, I remember before Elite Academy we had the ribbon cutting, which wasn't technically, it wasn't an Elite Academy, it was ribbon cutting. But I remember those events, and as good as they were, right, as exciting as they were, as hopeful as we were for a dynamic and robust network marketing experience, they today pale by comparison to what we're putting out there in Elite Academy experiences today. And EA10 in Las Vegas this coming Friday and Saturday will absolutely be it'll be huge. It'll be an absolutely huge event. Okay, so let me say this, at the risk of sounding like your parent, which I am certainly not, nor would I want to be, maybe for some of you. No, just kidding. I want to go over some things that were taught to me by my first mentor and mentors really over my network marketing experience as to how to treat these events. Okay, the types of things that you want to do at these events to maximize your experience. Now, here's what you need to know about Elite Academy. If I had to, and this isn't just me, by the way, but I'm talking here, so I guess I'll speak for me. If I had to attribute our success here at Life Vantage to any one event, that event would be Elite Academy. And we designed this event as we designed every other event, Premier Schools and the Pro 5 Summits and all that stuff. We designed them all with a certain objective in mind. And everything that we do, from Premier Schools to in-home presentations to Pro 5 Summits to all that stuff, okay, everything we do is really a stepping stone to the big show. The big show is the Elite Academy. and this one coming up in Vegas. So the power of Elite Academy cannot be overstated. The people that are in the elite ranks of the company, every single one of them, if you ask them how they achieved, their status, they will tell you that they built from Elite Academy to Elite Academy. You're coming out of Elite Academy, they got back in the trenches, back in homes, back in coffee shops, back in living rooms, back in premier schools, back in all the things that they do on a day-to-day basis, with the one objective in mind of building to the next Elite Academy. It is the big show. It is where transformation of belief occurs. It is where people come out of there not needing an airplane to get home. Right? They understand exactly how big. In fact, I think I know how big this opportunity is. You would think I would know. I think I do. Until I attended Elite Academy and Dr. Joe McCord does, some new stuff on us about what he's learned about protandim in the last 90 days since the previous Elite Academy and how much better the product is even than we thought it was. And you hear the stories of people that, like some of the stories that you're going to hear this weekend of folks that really aren't people, they're not people, right? They don't really necessarily like people. They're not the type of person, that is the first to be invited to a party. That's not, they weren't voted, Miss Congeniality or Mr. Congeniality in high school. They're not really people. But they understood the power of the product, they understand the need in the marketplace, and they went out and talked to people, and they elevated themselves to elite levels, elite distributors here at LifeVantage. And that stuff just doesn't happen in other companies. You have to understand that. You really have to be good in order to have a $100,000 a month organization in other companies. You have to be really, really good. That doesn't happen by accident. And I would argue that the reason for that is in other companies, for the most part, without sounding like I'm bashing my own, industry here, if in fact network marketing can even be labeled as an industry, it's really more of a profession, is that most companies, the products, they're sort of vanilla, right? You have to be good to tell somebody to buy your vanilla and to sell your vanilla versus, another brand. But here at LifeVantage, as we understand, there is no, we have no competition. There is no other protandim. It's either us or it's nothing. And so, it's easy to gather customers. And customer volume is volume that adds to your organizational volume that elevates you to the elite ranks. Okay? So,
do you think you wanted a pretend?
Elite Academy is where the transitions occur. It is where the growth occurs, and it will shorten your learning curve. It will expedite your growth curve probably 6 months to a year faster than if you don't attend. And again, we don't make anything off of you going. It's not like the distributors need you to go because there's some sort of compensation plan built into attendance at Elite Academy. There isn't. And the company's not making any money on Elite Academy. I don't know what the accounting is, but look, by the time they rent the hall and all the things that go along with, setting that place up and the special, the sound and the visuals and all that stuff, the company loses money if not breaks even. Okay? And so it's not about getting you there because we make more money when you do. That's not it at all. It is about the education. We want you to be successful here at LifeVantage, and we understand that the best way to achieve that objective is to get you to Elite Academy. So for those of you that are going, we will see you there. For those of you that are not going, you can still make the decision to go because we're not there yet. Okay? But in terms of once you arrive, what are the things that you need to be aware of? And let me go again, at the risk of sounding like, a paternal unit here, or parental unit, paternal, I guess, because I'm male. First of all, Vegas is not an ideal location for Elite Academy. That is opinion. That is my opinion. And early on when we started this thing, I said, we can have Elite Academies anywhere, really, except in one place. And I said, Vegas. Please don't have them in Vegas. And the reason why I didn't ever want to have them in Vegas is because there's too many distractions in Vegas. This is a business event. It is a business meeting. It is a place for you to come and absorb the information to transform your life and get you out of whatever situation that you find yourself in that you don't like. Okay? It is serious business. And there's too many distractions for people in Vegas. I'd rather have them in Utah because there's virtually no, sorry for those of you who live in Utah, virtually no distractions, right? Unless it's ski season or something. But Vegas, there's too much going on, man. And for some of you that have never been there before, you want to go and see the sights, and it takes you out of sort of your business form. So I didn't want to go to Vegas. Problem is we've grown too big. It's a good problem to have to solve, but we're way, way, way too big now as an event. With we're expecting 5,000 plus people at this one. We're too big to to have it at most places. We've outgrown every hotel, every normal hotel's ballroom. They can't host. They can't accommodate 5,000 people. So that limits us to a lot of places. Okay, it limits us down from a lot of places. And now what we're sort of relegated to is convention space. Unless you go to Vegas, where these hotels and casinos have sort of within their own structure convention space. Okay, so we're going to be at the Aria in Vegas, but let me just tell you right up front, you're going for one specific reason, I would hope. Maybe some of you aren't, I don't know, but you're going to learn how to transform your life, your family's life. So if that's your objective, then these are the things that you want to adhere to for your Elite Academy experience. Number one, the show begins at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. Most everybody knows that. Some of you might be surprised with that comment, thinking it starts at 9 a.m. on Friday. It doesn't. It starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, so be there early. And the reason why you want to be there early is before the doors open, it looks a lot like, maybe general admission to a Rolling Stones concert, where people are just stacked up against the door and there's just no way to control it. I know we've had a lot of suggestions. Can't we control this? It's dangerous. People are getting pushed down. They're getting shoved out of the way. We don't know how to control it. When you have 5,000 people, you can't do single file line. I mean, everybody has to sort of be respectful. You're on the honor system. Take care of each other. Okay, but you want to be there early before the doors open. Why? Because you don't want to be stuck in the back of the room. My first mentor said, look, the closer to the stage, the more expensive the seats. Okay, obviously you're paying the same fee. Everybody pays the same fee, but the point is, the closer to the stage, the more value. So get as close as you can to the event. In the back, we do the best that we can in terms of video screens and that kind of stuff, to help make everybody feel like, no one's disenfranchised. But the further away you are from the main stage, the more you lose in terms of the impact. So get as close as you can, and you want to try to get your team members, as many as you can, to sit around you. Try to sit in a group, if possible. Okay, there's some synergy in that. Now, I know it's all, for some of you with really big groups, that becomes very, very difficult to do, and I get that. But for the newer people that maybe have only 10 or 20 folks coming with them to Elite Academy, get as close to the stage as you can and get your team to sit around you. Gather
Hi, this is Irene.
before the doors open and get your seat. Okay?
I'm bringing the stuff for you and your wife. I just want you to know when I'm up on the door,
number one was begin at 1 p.m.
I'm
Number two, get there
outside.
early
I want
and try
to
to
do
sit
it.
with your team members. Number three, be prepared for note taking. Now, the company in your packet, in your registration packet, is going to have some material for you to write on. But trust me, it's not enough. Okay? The booklet isn't an 8.5 by 11. It's a smaller booklet, and there's not enough pages for you to take notes. So bring a pad. Bring a thick pad. Bring a couple of pens. Most people run out of ink in their first pen. You want to take copious notes. Why? Some of you get caught sort of just, staring at the presenter. You're so, taken in by the story and the training that you forget to write. And whereas I understand that can happen, that's a bad, bad deal right there. Because the human mind has a half-life. Okay? And you will remember only 50%. The next day, you'll remember 50% of what you know when you're sitting there getting the information. And then a couple of days later, you lose 50% of that. And so on and so on. So you need notes to reflect back on. There are some real key stuff here. Some great points that will be made that can make all the difference to you in your business. But not if you can't remember them. So take bullet notes where you're just sort of bulleting, certain concepts, writing them down. You don't have to write them, obviously, verbatim. But just take bullet notes and so that you can go back and refresh your memory as to some of these points. Very, very important. Again, don't expect the company to take care of you in this regard. Bring your own stuff. Bring your own stuff. Okay? But very important to take copious notes. Number 4, and I see this all the time, and it blows me away. Okay? The meeting is in the auditorium, not in the hall. I see a lot of people who have their own meetings going on in the hall, which is fine if we're out of general session. Okay, and that'll be the next point, number 5. But look, when the general session is in session, right? When there's a speaker on the stage, be in your seat. If you've got to use the restroom, go use the restroom. But don't stop in the hall for your own private conversation. In fact, people try to stop me in the hall. I'm sure they try to stop you from time to time in the hall. And I let them know, look, I got to get back in the auditorium because I don't want to miss anything. So I'll just catch you at the break. And people are polite enough to honor that respect, and they'll just let you go. But make sure that you know that the meeting, the meeting is in the auditorium. It's not in the hall. Make sure you're in your seat to the greatest extent possible to receive all the information. This is a big one. Don't get caught up in little group meetings. Not while the event's going on. But number 5, when the event is out of session, use that time to gather up your group. Use that time. Let them know ahead of time, look, we're going to meet in the back corner, the southwest corner of the auditorium as soon as the general session, expires. We're going to meet over there, just circle up to talk about, strategy moving forward. It's always, always, always smart to do that. If you've got a bigger group, you may want to rent a separate room. I know a lot of people have done this. They've rented separate, smaller salons, meeting rooms in the hotel for the purpose of meeting up with their groups. And they do it Friday night, and they do it Saturday night after the event, and that's what they do. But if you're a smaller group, it makes good sense to circle up your troops, in one of the corners of the main room or out in the hallway or whatever. After the event is out of session. Okay? Use that opportunity. Number 6. Pay attention to the speakers and lead by example. Remember, people are looking at you. They're looking at you for leadership. Now, if you're sitting there and you're talking to your neighbor, right, or you're doodling, or you're doing something, you're not paying attention, you're on the phone, God forbid, right, or you're text messaging or doing all those things, your team's looking at you. They're looking at you to see how important you think this event is, how important you think the information is. So make sure you lead by example and know that even if it doesn't look like eyes are on you, eyes are on you. Okay? Make sure that you're paying attention to the speakers, to the presenters. And I'll reflect back on one of the biggest earners in network marketing history. His name is Larry Thompson. Some of you know that name. He attended the first Elite Academy we did, maybe the second Elite Academy or something that we did. He attended. He built Herbalife alongside Mark Hughes. Okay, and Larry Thompson taught a lot of the things that we know today in teaching other network marketers. In fact, a lot of stuff that I know today came from him through my mentor. Okay, he was taught by Larry. Roger Daly was taught by Larry, and Roger taught me. And so a lot of stuff comes from him about staying attentive and taking notes. And Larry Thompson comes to the Elite Academy event, and he's sitting front and center. And the whole time, I was actually the MC for that particular event. The whole time, he sat there like a student. Pad of paper in front of him, pen in hand, taking notes and looking straight at the presenter. And I thought, this is a guy that walks the talk. He doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the talk. Okay, so it's really critical that you pay attention. And again, if you're talking to somebody or you're distracted, you never know what might be said. And that could be that one piece of information, that one pearl of wisdom that you were looking for that you haven't gotten. Or maybe other people have said it, but it was said in such a way that it really sunk in. That happens, right? And you missed it because you weren't paying attention. Very important to pay attention, lead by example, and recognize that other people are looking to you for that example. Okay? Number 7, be respectful during the recognition part of the ceremony. Now, a lot of you would complain, I've heard it, and I don't understand it. Maybe I do understand it, but they'll say that recognition goes too long. Well, I suspect the only people that are saying recognition goes too long are the ones that aren't making it to the stage. Because recognition, it's been said that people will do more for recognition than they will for a dollar, than they will for a paycheck. A lot of people want to feel validated, they want to feel necessary, they want to feel like an important contributing factor to something bigger than themselves. And recognition is critical, which is why we take so long to do it. People need to be recognized for their contributions, for their achievements, for their success. Okay? So during recognition, keep your eye on the stage the same as you would for any other presenter. I mean, be respectful to the people that are being recognized. Just as you would like to be recognized when you're up there, how you'd want people to be, obviously, to be attentive, okay, and not chit-chatting or off maybe in the hallway or whatever. This is a very important part of the event. Maybe, quite possibly, the single most important part of the event is the recognition ceremony. So make sure you're respectful and paying attention during the recognition portion of the event as well. And sometimes it's just, it's too hard to clap for every single person, and especially the Pro 4s when we have so many of them now going across stage, right? But at least be attentive, be respectful, and clap before they come up and maybe afterwards, okay, to recognize them. And everybody's going to have their own Pro 4s, either in their upline or downline, that you're going to want to also applaud for, and that's fine. But the point is just obviously, keep close attention to that part of the event. Okay. Number 7. Oh, sorry, that was number 7. Number 8, and the last one I have for you is on Friday night, not necessarily Thursday night. A lot of you are coming in Thursday night, and that's great. But on Friday night, not Saturday night, because the event will be over. But Friday night's the only night really that I requested of you, and I'm going to sound more like a parental unit than I have thus far. Get to bed at a decent hour. It's Vegas. There's a lot of distractions. You've got a lot of friends around you. You're going to have a lot of fun. But understand that Saturday morning Saturday's event doesn't start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Saturday's event starts at 9 a.m. And 9 a.m. comes really, really fast, particularly when you're rolling in at 2 a.m. Okay? It comes too fast. So get to bed at a decent hour and reserve your, hanging out until late at night for Thursday night and Saturday night if you're coming in Friday morning. Okay? That's the time when you can just hang out, not whatever. You can miss your flight home for all I care. But the most important thing is that you get to bed at a decent hour so that you can get up at 7. That's what I recommend. Get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. The event starts at 9. Get up at 7 so you can, you can wake up gradually. You can get, get dressed casually. You can go down and get your breakfast, and you're not rushed and running to get in the door on time. And certainly we don't want you rolling in after 9 a.m. Okay? Once the event starts Saturday morning, everybody should be in their chairs. In fact, I would recommend that you're in your seats no later than 10 minutes till the hour. No later than 10 to 9, you should be in your seats. Okay? And the only way you're going to achieve that, quite frankly, and comfortably anyway, without bloodshot eyes, is getting to bed at a decent hour and then waking up around 7 a.m. and having a casual morning. Okay? Those are really my suggestions and the list that I've learned over my 20-year career in network marketing, the ones that I would pass on to you. And look, it's your business, so you can take advantage of them, or you can say this guy's full of crap. It's completely up to you and what you want to do with it. It's your event, it's your experience. You can make the most of it or the least of it, or make the most of it in some other way. But you can always go back to Vegas. Vegas is always going to be there for you. If you want to party, you can always go back the weekend after the Elite Academy and just, play the whole time. But how you're going to, use that time during your Elite Academy experience is completely by choice and up to you as to how you want to do that. You guys, I'm really looking forward to this. I can't believe it's been only 90 days since we were together last. It feels a lot longer than that. It always feels like that. 90 days can feel a lot longer than it actually is between elite academies. But really looking forward to getting together with everybody and sharing this event, the biggest we'll have so far in the history of Life Vantage. And with that, travel safe, and we'll see you all in Las Vegas in just a few days. Take care, everybody. This call is officially in the books. Bye-bye for now. Take care.